All right. Cool. Oh, man. All right. So now that a few more people are here, anybody else need the 7, 5, 7, 6, 7, 7 handout? Anybody else still need that? Do you need it? Everybody else has that? Good morning, guys. How are you? Yes. You need one. Okay. If you didn't get one, you should come see me or email me. All right. If you got more than one, hopefully you'll give one back. All right, guys. Hey, it's time to start. That's crazy shit. Yeah, it's my time now. Do you guys have any questions about detecting one of the shoes or anything? I'm going to be giving the quiz back today. Guys, hey, shut up. Good Lord. Shut the hell up. The average on this last quiz was actually a little higher than the first quiz. But more people failed. That's neat. If you know math, you'll understand that. But just the fact that those are backwards from what you might think. I don't think it's neat that more people failed, obviously. Failure is D or F. You can make corrections to quizzes. Other quizzes aren't that crazy. Okay. So no technical issues or anything? Guess good. All right. Last time I think we definitely finished the front page of this. This was from section 7.5, those complex, appropriately named complex rational expressions, the ones I call fractions. Fractions inside of fractions. Yeah, I like it. Oh, my poor little fuse in the car. All right. So today we're getting into rational equations. Tomorrow I'm going to give out a practice test. I'm going to have an answer key for that on Wednesday. And our test, of course, is Thursday. Okay, I like it. I think we actually did the second problem, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Appreciate you answering me on a little test to make sure you guys are all with me. So let's look at this guy here. Somebody help me out. What is on the bottom of that first one? Yeah, does that bottom have an X on the bottom? Does that first one have an X? Nope. Does that first one have a 2 on the bottom? Nope. I love you guys. Some of you guys are like, what the hell's going on? You just said X plus 2. I just heard people say there's a freaking X and there's a freaking 2. No, there's an X plus 2. Right? Just like the number 7 does not have a 5 or a 2 in it, does it? The number 7 has nothing in it except itself and 1. So when I say in it, I mean factor-wise. I mean multiplication, right? All right, so everybody, you guys with me? Because when I'm talking about fractions, when I'm trying to add them, and I want to make LCD, what's the only operation I'm allowed to really use to change it is multiplication. So of course I mean multiplication. So what is this first guy missing that the second guy has? An X. I love it. Now, one of the biggest mistakes, and I really want you guys to understand why this is mistaken. People want to add 2 to this. Right? And your brain goes, the hell's wrong with that shit? Makes it the same as the first guy. So what's wrong with that, Jeff? math boy? All right. I take exception you call me math boy. Well, we didn't. You did it in our voice. So help me out, guys. Is 2/3, is that equal to 4/5? Is 2/3 equal to 4/5? No. But I added 2 to the top and bottom, didn't I? Well, like we just said, what's the only thing I'm allowed to do? Keep the top and bottom of a fraction to keep it the same. Multiply. You can say or divide, but division is multiplication by the reciprocal pie. I mean, so you got to keep in mind that even though we're starting to use variables in our expressions, that doesn't change what it's allowed to do. Because what is a variable? A number I don't know yet. So how does it have to act like any other freaking number before it? So everybody thinks, oh, it's all new now that there's an x in there. No, it's not new. It's just something I don't know. I'm never allowed to add 2 to the top and bottom of a fraction just out of no. No, I can't do that. Never. I don't care what's in there. Okay. So what's that? Tell me again. Sorry. Had to get a little rant out, apparently. So this guy needs an x, top and bottom. That's what makes it legal. What does this guy need?
X plus 2.
He needs x plus 2. What's that? Anything else need anything? 2 doesn't even have a bottom, so why does it need anything? Yeah, 2 is over 1. And the first thing I have to do is make all the bottoms the same. And then everything has a frickin' bottom. Right? That sounds like the sequel to Everyone Poops. But what's this guy need, this last guy? Yeah, he needs an x and a factor of x plus 2. He needs both of those things. Poor little dude. Now, why did I do all that? What is it that I can now do to make this look so much better because I did all that work? Yeah, multiply both sides by x plus 2. Why am I allowed to do that? Because it's a freaking equation. I can multiply both sides of an equation by anything except, what can I not multiply both sides by? 0. If I could do that, then we'd go nowhere. We'd be living in caves, trying to make circles in rocks so we can move stuff. Be shitty. Maybe not that. So I can multiply both sides by x and x plus 2. And it distributes everywhere. It just kills all this stuff. Okay. So what am I left with here? 12x plus 3x plus 6 equals, oh shit, 2x squared plus 4x. I like it. All right, let me stop there for a second. Nothing I just did is anything new from what you've ever known since you first learned fractions. Nothing. I know there's letters in there and all that kind of shit. Oh well. It's the same idea. Same exact idea. Oh, good. No, that's fine. Please. I was like, is that related to what we were just talking about? Okay, good. All right. Not some stupid Facebook post or something. Oh. Now, what the hell do I do now? So what something in math and in life you got to get over is once you get something difficult done, doesn't mean you're finished with the whole problem. Now you got to reanalyze. Do I give a shit where I came from? No, just treat it as if I gave you this problem. What in this problem tells me what to do next? Huh? Oh yeah, sure. Combine like terms. But eventually what I'm going to have to do? Get everything on one side, make it equal to 0. What tells me that? There's a freaking x term that's not like terms, right? Whenever an x term that's got a different power on it, you have to get it equal to 0 because that's the method we developed. If that wasn't there, we have an old method we developed a long time ago to do this problem. That's easy. This is the semi-new method we developed now. When there's a power that doesn't make it like terms, I can't get all my x's together. I can get it equal to 0. It's just another method we developed. So sure, you can put these guys together. Now if you're smart, want to keep a certain term positive. Which term do you want to keep positive? 2x squared. So I'm going to subtract stuff this way, not that way. I'm going to subtract these guys. What do you hear? Good. Do you see how if you don't subtract these correctly, you've just screwed yourself over? More than likely, the factoring won't work. You'll do something you're not allowed to do yet, namely quadratic formula. I don't care that you know that. I don't care. You can't use it yet. We haven't talked about it yet. I don't want to see that shit. So what do I do now then? Yeah. Multiply 2 and negative 6. Negative 12. I need factors in negative 12 that add to be negative 11. Do you see how they're one off? See how they're one off? So there's always going to be it and 1. It and 1. The 12 is negative, of course, so that the middle comes out to be negative. All right, I really don't care about this specific problem at all. What's important to me is you understand the process of going through. Why did I do what I did? Why did he do that? Why did he do that? If you don't know, it's not good. Because I'm not going to be sitting there next to you and take your test. Now, what do you know? No. It's you. You got to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Nobody understands. Oh, shit. So then I rewrite this as I like it. Sure. You can put the 1 on there. I like it. By the way, real quick, I put a note on some of you guys' papers. Some of you guys, right at this point, you divide by something and you do magic shit. I'm not going to let that fly. I'm going to make you redo that. I'm not going to give you points for that on a test. Yes?
It's like, I showed my work on it and you still said it couldn't do it.
What do you mean showed your work? You divided this by something?
It's like, yeah, you divided by 2.
Do you know why that works?
Huh?
Do you know why that works?
No.
Okay, then stop. That's simple. Now, I'm sorry that a past teacher said it was fine to do that. I have no control over other teachers. And I'm not going to change the way I teach, because I teach for a very specific reason, so you'll learn. Right? The hard part is this. Do you guys agree with me? The hard part very often is finding these numbers. Grouping better be easy. So either this is easy anyway, or if this ain't easy, you need more freaking practice. I don't want you doing something that you don't know why it works. Do I know why this works? Yeah, there's 4 terms. You talked about this before. How do you do this? What comes out of here? 2x plus 1. X minus 6. Oh, good. We did this problem already. I got to run around the room. Let's see. So let me rewrite that. So I got 0 equals 2x, x minus 6, plus 1, x minus 6. That's where I'm at right now. And then, of course, what can I do? Stay with me now. X minus 6, 2x plus 1. So either x minus 6 is 0 or 2x plus 1 is 0. So x equals 6 or x equals negative 1/2. Now real quick, when you're at the end of a rational equation problem, what do you have to check? Bless you. At the very beginning, what x's do I already know can't possibly be the answer? Negative 2 and 0. Did I get negative 2 or 0? Nope. So I'm good. If I did get 0, I would just cross it out. I'd just cross it out. Because what's it do? If I try to use it, what's it do? It makes the equation undefined. It doesn't make it work. It does the complete opposite. It makes it worse. It makes it, oh my God. All right, maybe. You guys try number 3. Just give you a little hint. Everything in this problem is missing something. Every bottom is missing something. This guy's missing a 1. This guy's missing a 1. He needs to have an 8. He doesn't have an 8. He's missing an 8. He's got 4. How do you get to become 8? You multiply by 2. So he's missing a 2 top and bottom. He's not missing a 4. He's missing an 8. Multiple 8 top and bottom. So if that p plus 3 wasn't there, what would the LCD be? Between 8 and 4. You already know it's the numbers. They just had to throw the letters in there.
Okay, so this isn't missing 4.
Missing an 8. You're gonna make everything 8. Yes. If there was no p plus 3, what would be the LCD between those?
It'd be a rock hard.
So this guy in the middle has an 8. So everybody needs to have an 8. So you just didn't give him enough. The first guy. Yeah. But guys, it's not really pleasing to me, but it's interesting to me that the hard part of this problem for most of you is always the number, not the p plus 3. Nobody has a problem with the p plus 3. Everybody needs p plus 3, but everybody else needs a freaking 8.
Yes.
There's an 8 on the bottom. Somebody's got an 8 on the bottom, so everybody has to have an 8 on the bottom to match with that guy. That one little dork in the middle. We got a 4. I got a 4. I got an 8. Oh my God, this guy's got a freaking 8. So what does this first guy need then?
8. Well,
He needs an 8. This guy's got an 8. He's got a 4. So if he gets an 8, what's the last guy need? A 2. Then everybody's got an 8 and a p plus 3. So treat your numbers the same way you always have. You can separate them as you think about it. Make the numbers match and then just make the variable parts match. You know how to find the LCD for numbers. You should. It's just 8 and 4. Right? The numbers. So that LCD there is 8. And then they also need a p plus 3. So then I can multiply everything by... Let me kind of rewrite what I got here just to make this really clear. What's this middle guy need?
p plus 3.
All right, so that's where I am right now, right? And then of course, what can I do?
Multiply by A.
Don't reduce. You go right back to where you were. I can distribute what? There you go. Multiply both sides by 8p plus 3. And then all those die. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So for the last section where it's 5 over 4 plus 12, why didn't you multiply 4 plus 5?
Times 5? Oh, because it already had a 4p plus 3. You don't give it that. It already has that. What's the only thing that was missing to make the number become 8 was a 2. So that's why I multiplied by 2. You never give it what it's already got. Right? Sounds like the thing from Star Trek. I'm giving her what she's got. Well, she's already got it, Scott. Give her more shit. All right, that's a little too geeky of us. What's left alive now? 16? So you get 3p plus 25 equals 10. Subtract 25. 3p equals negative 15. Divide by 3p equals negative 5. I did that semi-quickly because that's the easy part. Should be. What were the only two p's that would make this die? Or only one p? Negative 3. And we didn't get negative 3. So at least on that level, this is okay. You can still plug a negative 5 in to check it. I understand why most of you won't, because then they make fractions. But it still will work. Okay, we'll stop here for a second. How you guys feeling? This is so awesome. Rainy Monday morning, I'd rather be in bed. I'd rather be doing almost anything than math, Jeff. I'm used to that. Doesn't faze me. All right, you guys do number 4. Yes.
So one of the answers is undefined. And then you can just,
Don't say undefined. Just cross through it.
that's it?
Yeah. It makes this undefined. So equal 3 is not a solution. But all right, something you say 3 is not a solution.
Okay.
But really, I just cross it through and circle the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. Austin King, are you out there? Cassandra Espinoza? Ruben? Ruben? Joaquin? All right, guys. Some of you guys are still working. I'll let you work a little bit. Notice if you factor incorrectly, there's no way in hell you're going to get it anyway. So again, factoring, be slow with it. Review it. If you don't know how to yet, that's bad. What's this first guy need? What's the second guy need?
Everything.
Everything. So watch this. I'm going to multiply this by p squared minus 9 on the top. What? What's it? Because then it's already
Okay.
FOILed out. It doesn't matter. If you didn't, you eventually FOIL it out, right? So you can get your like terms together. So I'm just going to show you a shortcut for that. Again, the top, you don't write it in factored form because you're going to have to multiply it out anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if that doesn't make sense, just do what you do and it'll come out the same. You have to distribute so you can get your like terms together anyway. So so of course I multiply by this so it cancels. Once you get them all the same, because it's an equation, I can kill them. Because then I have two sides that will balance. If it's not an equation, don't get kill happy. You don't have the power to kill fractions unless they're in an equation. You don't have a license to kill fractions unless they're in an equation. Then you can kill the shit out of them. So what am I have left alive? P plus 3 plus p squared minus 9 equals 6. And then, of course, there's a squared p in there. Sounds painful, square p. And then p squared plus p
-6.
minus 6 equals 6, so subtract 6 minus 12, right? So just to get to the point. 3 minus 9 is -6, and then I subtract 6 to make it equal 0. You've got to make it equal 0 before you factor. Because 0 is the only number that I know something about when I multiply numbers. What two numbers multiply by 18? And that's not the ones I'm thinking about. That's not the ones I'm thinking about. You know I'm thinking about something really disgusting, so stop. So my point is, if I said two numbers multiply by 0, you can tell me something definitive. That's the only time you know for sure that one of them is 0. Otherwise, it can be any damn thing I want them to be. I was thinking about 1800 and 1 over 1800. Or 1 over 100. I don't think you guys would have made it. Anyway, so how do I factor this guy? Yeah, the bigger one's positive. So you get p equals -4 or are those both okay? What do? I go back up. What p values would make this go crazy? 3 and -3. What did we get? We had -4. It's good. Oh shit, throw that sucker out. Make it really clear. Don't just erase it. You have to get the answer and then cross it out. That's your work. Yes, ma'am.
How do you know that 3 like won't work?
Because what's it do when I try to plug it back in? It makes these expressions undefined. And again, I real quick, guys. I told you this once before. It's really, really easy. You already hate math. So anything math does, you're going to hate. It's sort of like an X. Anything that X does, you're going to be a jackass. Sorry. But when I multiplied both sides by p plus 3p minus 3, I didn't know that I was multiplying by 0 if p was 3. And am I allowed to multiply by 0? Am I? No. So math at the end is saying, dude, you didn't know this. Well, you just multiply by 0, unless if p is 3. I go, oh, okay, don't let p be 3. I'm sorry, math. So it's not math screwing us over, giving us an answer that doesn't work. We're the ones that made that answer happen. When we multiply, we just didn't know. That's why you got to check at the end, make sure it doesn't make anything undefined, and throw it out if it does. It's not a big deal. Don't go, stupid math, that was hard enough. You give me fake answers. Fake news. No. No fake news in here. Okay. How do we feel about that? You want to do another one or what? What's going on? Yes?
Why is that -2?
So what's 3 minus 9? -6, and then I subtract 6. Yeah, sorry, I just got there a little quicker. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys want to do another one, or you want to? Yes? No? Yes? Okay. The yes have it. Okay. Basically, no matter what, if anybody said yes, they have it. It's too bad for the no group. Alright, let me see. Let's see. Ooh, I like it. Notice there are hints, right, guys? There are hints in these problems. How's that middle guy factor? More than likely, like the other two frickin' bottoms that are in there, it doesn't always happen. It doesn't always give you the whole thing, but it does give you hints. If the bottom is gross. That wasn't hard to factor anyway, so who cares? Freeze off. Gross. Please don't have a minor conniption just because you get an answer that is not pretty. We don't discriminate against non-pretty answers in here. How you guys doing? Who thinks they have the answer? What'd you get?
Right, decimal is 6.8.
No decimal, no decimal.
Oh, okay, well, whatever 62 over 9 is.
There you go.
What is it?
You're close. It's negative that. Negative 62 over 9.
Oh.
1/9 away from actually being able to divide. Basically, if you don't realize this about me, I don't want to see those decimals for the most part. Unless it's the answer to a word problem, you're like trying to figure out the price of something. You're not going to say to somebody, it costs 80 over $3. The hell is that shit? This is just a math. Look at the real answer. What's this first guy missing? Y plus 8? What's that last guy missing? Y minus 2. What do I multiply this guy by? Good. He's already got everything. Those people that multiply this by both of them and then make this cubic problem, my God. Don't do that. Only give it something if it's missing something. Right? So then I can do what? Multiply everything by y plus 8, y minus 2, so all the bottoms cancel. Bam, 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 bam. So what's left alive here? 7y plus 56 plus 5y. 3y minus 6. And then this should be easy. 12 minus 3 is 9. Subtract 56, negative 62. You get negative 62 over 9. Bang. Right? 12 minus 3, 9. Subtract 56, negative 62. Divide by 9. Make it a 9 joker. Yay! What values of y could I not allow? Negative 8. And 2. And we didn't get that for sure. Oh, 7y times 8. 7 times y, 7 times 8. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so here this is 12y, right? Right? And then I got to subtract 3y. So it means I got to subtract 56. Negative, negative is still negative, right? People always freak out. I owe you $6. I owe you $56. I wish 2 debts would make it positive. That'd be awesome. Credit card, student loan. Pooh, I'm ahead. No. Banks don't like that attempt. Trust me. Now, if you look at the whole problem, this is where people go, look at math, look at all that shit. But every step, of course, there was something I could see, I could work with. If you look at the whole thing, it looks complex. But every step was one thing I had to worry about, one thing I have to worry about. Okay. I'll tell you what, before we get into the full-blown next level of things, I want to do a simpler problem. Oh, let me see, where's my... Oh yeah, it's over here. Yeah. All right, I'm going to give us like a broken down kind of problem. Sam and Al. Travel for a total of 8 hours. Sam travels for X hours. Al travels for how many? That's what I always hear. Now, there is a method you could use. Now, if you try to put a number down, do you see how that's a little insane? I don't have enough information to put a number down there, do I? But if somebody put a number down, I would be happier if they put like 3 down than if they put 10. What's wrong with somebody putting 10 there? They went for a total of 8. So how could one of them travel for 10 hours unless one of them traveled back in time? Some guys might realize I'm talking about quantum leap, but oh, the guys are. But no, we're not dealing with time travel here, okay? It's a little more advanced. So they went for a total of 8. Now watch, here's a method you could use that works all the damn time. Try to figure out how to write an expression. Give me a number that makes sense for Sam. Just make up a number.
4.
4. All right, 4 is not the best, but okay. We can deal with 4. If Sam traveled for 4 hours, then Al must have traveled 4. Because together make 8. So how did I get the other 4? I took the 4 I made up, and I subtracted it from 8. So if Sam was traveling for 2 hours, Al must have been traveling for 8 minus 2, 6. Any number I put in for Sam, I'm going to do 8 minus that for Al. Well, how long did Sam travel? X. So how long did Al travel? 8 minus X. Another way to think of it is there's a total amount of something. There's a total amount of something. And a part of it, X, went to one guy. So what's left is total minus X. I'm going to cut this piece away, right? Give it to one of them. And then what's left for the other guy? Total minus X. Because that's how much I took away. Anytime they give you a total and some unknown, that's how you get the other piece, is the total minus the other guy. If you make it X minus 8, that's when you have people traveling back in time. You get like negative answers and shit. He was traveling for negative 3 hours. What? I don't know what that means. All right, so some of you guys might realize what this implies. What kind of section we're about to head into. Word problems. Let's do this. Well, neither one of these examples actually has the whole piece I was talking about. Well, first off, let's do these. This will be quick. This is actually what's known as a work problem. Work problem. Two people are mowing a lawn. This is the classic work problem. They're mowing a lawn. Christina has a riding mower and Dan has a push mower. That sounds fair. Christina can cut the lawn in 6 hours, whereas it takes Dan 9 hours. Damn! Do you have in mind what this place looks like? Oh my God. All right, sorry. Or they just need to sharpen the blades. I don't know. So this has got a very specific kind of setup to it, and I like the way it gets set up. Look at Christina. She can mow one lawn in how many hours? 6 hours. Dan can mow a lawn in one lawn in 9 hours. Working together, they can mow one lawn in, I don't know how many hours. So if you let 1 hour go by, how much of the lawn has Christina mowed? Let's see if you guys get this. If I let 1 hour go by, just one, it takes her how long to do the whole thing? 6 hours. So in 1 hour, how much of the lawn has she mowed? 1/6. And then at the same time, Dan's on the other side of the lawn, right? He's on the other side of this huge estate. And so after 1 hour, how much of the lawn has he mowed? 1/9. And when I add them together, I get how much of the lawn they mowed together. So that's the physics. That's the actual physicality behind this problem. That's what's happening. This fractional piece of lawn plus this fractional piece of lawn is related to how long it would take them to mow it together. So how do I solve this? It's the same. Now you see why 7/7 comes right after 7/6. How do I solve this? What I have to do first? Multiply by what they're missing. So this is 3 times 2. This is 3 times 2. Look at the numbers. What's the LCD for the numbers? 18. And I need an X. I like it. So make this 18 times 3 and give it an X. Make this 18 times 2 give it an x. And of course this needs, make it 18. It's already got an x. Do you see what I mean about thinking about the numbers and the variable expressions separately? You can do that all day long. Because they're going to multiply together at the end, who cares? So they multiply everybody by 18x, so they cancel. What do I have left? 3x plus 2x equals 18. 5x equals 18, x equals 18 fifths. Now, if you just leave that as an answer, you're going to lose a point at least. What is x?
Oh, that's like the how many, the time together.
Time together. So what should the units be? Hours. If you don't put units, I'm going to have to be a dork and write down shoes, hot dogs, centuries. You know, they're out there. All right, that's plenty. I'll see some of you guys in the lab here in a minute. You get your quizzes back.
I'm sorry, real quick, just that one problem we did was really bugging me because it was the only one I kind of got right up until right here. I got 60, negative 60 right because I don't know.
Watch here. What's 56 plus 6? 62, not 60.
But don't you have to like minus the minus 312?
Sure, but you added the 6, which you still get 62. If you subtract 56, it's the same thing.
So I
Negative
just messed
6
up in my
and negative
regular math.
56, you add them together because it's the same sign, you get 62 no matter what way you look at it. You don't get 60.
So I had the structure right. I just messed
Yes.
up in the math, like the little math.
But yes.
Okay, cool. That's all I was worried about. Thank you.
Which is, like you said, it's a better problem to have.
The copy for this.